What is Black Dandyism? By definition, dandyism is about showing emphasized attention to your personal appearance or style. But Black Dandyism, similar to a term like Black Ivy, brings an entirely different connotation to the dandy. A Black dandy represents an individual who, on the one hand, seeks to use fashion as a means to express identity, and on the other hand, attempts to challenge what status, prestige, and beauty look like. The ethos of Black Dandyism can be embodied by anyone, but the essence of the subculture is rooted in a group of people who have picked their way from cotton slavers to style icons. This video is a piece of the Black Dandy story. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Drew. What it do? It's nice to meet you. Let's talk the Black Dandy. The first examples of Black dandies coincide with the emergence of Black musical or theatrical talent amidst the early 20th century. Black epicenters in the US such as Chicago, Detroit, Pittsburgh, and most notably Harlem and New York City were the streets that Black dandyism sprouted out of. Quote, "The Black dandy of the Harlem Renaissance was someone who used dress to assert themselves in a world that often denied them dignity. Just as dandyism had once represented defiance against the traditional aristocracy, it now became a way to reject the limitations placed on Black people in America," writes Ty Gaskins for Vogue. But the very interesting thing about dandyism is that it's not limited to the coast of the United States. There are several examples of Latin American, South American, and Caribbean Black people who also embodied dandyism. And what I find very interesting is that the theme mentioned in the previous quote is very similar to that which has been mentioned and highlighted in Jason Jules' book, Black Ivy, or Revolt in Style. That theme, simply put, is that dandyism is not only about pushing fashion forward, but is about using fashion as a way to signal social change. And in the case of segregated, discriminated, and ostracized Blacks in the US, a Black dandy is often viewed as an example of breaking down societal stereotypes around Black people. Some of the most notable initial Black dandies included the likes of Raul Griguera of Buenos Aires, W.E.B. Du Bois of Atlanta, Josephine Baker of St. Louis, and Julius Soubise, who was born in 1754 on the island of St. Kitts. And Soubise was one of the most fascinating cases of Black dandyism that I came across. He was enslaved at the early age of 10 years old, but through sheer luck, found himself under the ownership of Catherine Douglas, Duchess of Queensberry, who freed Soubise and treated him as though he was her own son, which in turn allowed him to grow up and experience a part of society most typically siphoned off for other Black or African slaves in that time period. It gave him the ability to master skills such as horse riding and fencing. And the amazing thing about Soubise is not only did he enter British society with grace, he actually flourished in British noble society. I'm not sure if he gave himself or someone else gave him this nickname, but he was referred to as the Black Prince or the African Prince. But a part of me questions how much he actually flourished, because some years later he actually fled to India. I wonder the dynamics of being able to flourish but then fleeing in a society. The origin of the Black dandy is not one that is often talked about. That's why you rarely, if ever, have seen the Black dandy core on TikTok or the Black dandy aesthetic. But who embodies the Black dandy ethos today? Some of the names that came to my mind initially included the likes of the late great Andre Leon Talley, Pharrell Williams, Dapper Dan, Dennis Rodman, Rihanna, Zendaya, Cynthia Erivo. All of these names, and of course there are more, come to mind. But when we really try to dissect and understand what the Black dandy looks like today, I love the way that Ruben Toledo describes a modern dandy. Quote, "Discipline and freedom is what it takes to become a dandy. The discipline and exactitude to focus and care about details to achieve an effect. And the freedom to play with, abandon, to invent with improvisation and charm, but also the courage to consistently share your inner joy with the public." I don't know why, but I love that quote. I love that expression about dandyism. Fashion often seems pretty straightforward. You put some clothes on, you put colors together, and voila, you have an outfit. And I often try to make things seem as straightforward as I can on this channel to the greatest number of people. But even still, for all of the advice I give about layering and silhouette and tailoring, becoming a dandy or improving your style is all about walking down your own path. It's about understanding your body, dressing for yourself, and then honing in on what you enjoy. For some, this can be as simple as wearing a particular shoe from a particular shoe company. For others, this takes the form of tailoring suits all the way down to the color of each stitch. And for others, it may not be worth it at all. Dandyism is about someone who just truly enjoys fashion, who enjoys clothing, who enjoys product. When I think about a dandy, I think about someone who loves clothes for themselves. They don't love clothes because they want to show it off on the internet. They don't love clothes because they want to boast or brag in certain social settings in front of their friends. They love clothes for themselves. I think of the collector of magazines or someone who has a particular artist that they love to buy from. The dandy is someone who just is committed to fashion, committed for themselves to fashion. That is as I'm referring to it in the modern context. I'm curious, what else do you think fits the description for a modern day dandy or black dandy? Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear your response. What can you expect at this year's Met Gala? Technically, the theme for this year's Met is superfine tailoring black style. And the main reference is Monica L. Miller's 2009 book, Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism, and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. The exhibition is organized into 12 sections, each representing a characteristic that defines dandy style. These 12 sections include ownership, presence, distinction, disguise, freedom, champion, respectability, juke, heritage, beauty, cool, and cosmopolitanism. Ideally, all of the fashion or symbolism seen at tomorrow's gala will exemplify one if not more of these 12 characteristics. Personally, I'm very excited and curious to see what A$AP Rocky wears. Two other people that I'm very curious to see what they wear because I consider them to be kind of peers of mine include Wisdom K and Emma Chamberlain. They're two content creators who have superseded this idea of what a content creator can be, and they're in the celebrity realm and world, and I'm assuming that they'll both be. I know Emma will be there. I'm assuming Wisdom will be there again because it's all about, black superfine tailoring. So, I mean, you gotta have Wisdom there. And overall, I'm just really fascinated to see everyone's interpretation of this theme. You should let me know what brands, individuals, or outfits are you most excited seeing at this year's Met Gala. And if you've already seen all of the outfits, comment down below who you think had the best look. Like I mentioned before, black dandyism isn't an ethos exclusive to black people. A black dandy, in the modern context, is an individual who puts a high value in appearance. Fashion MFs are dandies. Drew Joyner subscribers are dandies. Anyone who strives to dress well and look their best can be classified as a dandy. What I've come to understand in doing research for this video is that the significance of black dandies, particularly in the past, is tied to the march towards equality for black and African people. But every group of people, no matter your race, creed, or class, can use fashion to defy norms, send messages, and express what often can't be said. Black dandyism for you can be as simple as choosing to wear something to express a part of your personality that people often don't understand. It can be as simple as adding a special keychain to your bag or to your pants, or as elaborate as honoring traditional garments from your family in a new and contemporary way. When I sit back and think about the current state of affairs for the world, I feel as though we're all in this kind of complex, tumultuous state as humanity. And I think for this year's Met Gala, the really cool thing about this theme is that dandyism is purely about leaning into your passions. And I think we often forget that we only get to spend so much time here on Earth. No matter what you believe in, at some point, it's going to end for you. And so what that means is that you should enjoy the little things, the passions, the simple pleasures of life. And for some, for the dandy, that's fashion. For you, it could be collecting trains or video games or dog walking, or whatever it may be. I just think that this is a good reminder for this moment in the world, this moment in 2025, to remember to take the time to enjoy the things that you enjoy. It's gonna be a fun Met Gala. I'm excited to see who ends up being the best dressed for this year's 2025 theme. If you want me to do a video kind of going over who actually did end up being the best dressed, leave a comment down below and let's try to get this video to 3,000 likes. If it can get to 3,000 likes, that means I know there's enough interest. People stayed to the end of the video. They liked it. We can do a little bit of outfit kind of breakdowns and ratings. Let's get a word in for today's sponsor, Squarespace. Are you interested in making your very own website for a brand or creative project? Squarespace offers a comprehensive amount of features to help you create the website that you've always wanted. If you want to sell your products direct to consumer, or if you want to showcase your body of work, Squarespace makes it easy to do that and more. Currently, I'm using my Squarespace website as a hub for all of my content and as a way to direct those interested to my podcast and social media. If you need a design to help nudge you into creating your first website, this is your sign. Visit squarespace.com/DrewJoyner for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. As always, I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity in 2025. So that means I'm spreading peace, love, and positivity to you and everyone who's alive, wherever you are in the world. Have a wonderful rest of your day. A bientôt. Peace. Yo, what is good? Post vid. Here to fist bump for the one time. You feel me? Come on, give me a fist bump. Bop. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. Two times. Bop. Thank you so much. It means the most. Sorry for the little bit of a hiatus. I'm back. Still settling into New York City. It's been crazy. My post-vid question of the day, and I can't believe I'm putting this question in the video. 100 men versus one gorilla. Can 100 men defeat one gorilla? My answer is yes, without a doubt. But I've been having this argument with Lauren, with friends, with everyone I know. Now it's time for me to have it with whoever disagrees with me. Hashtag PBV when you answer. Can 100 men defeat one gorilla? See you guys in the next video. Enjoy the Met Gala. I know I'll be watching. See you guys. Peace.